All right. Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here. And we're getting ready to do something right now. So, welcome in. Let me know that I connected to all of the sites that we're on right now by going ahead and dropping a comment in the comment section. Right now, we are supposedly live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So, I see some Facebook comments coming in. For those of you who are on my Facebook page, let me just explain something to you right now. And there's going to be some profanity involved. So let me just make sure that we're after the first 30 seconds so that YouTube does not demonetize the video. Okay. Facebook is on some fuck shit right now. If you do not know how to, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've not posted on the Facebook page in almost a month because Facebook is on some fuck shit. I tried to let you all know what was going on a few weeks ago when I was like, Facebook is now doing this thing. And this is Facebook. Some of you were like, oh, you're being hacked or whatnot, right? Facebook is asking for government ID and your exact location and all this stuff, right? It's happening slowly. It's happening slowly. I just want you all, listen, we're going to talk about the topic that we're going to talk about, and we're opening up the phone lines and you'll be able to call in. I just want you to know whether or not you know how to get in touch with me off of social media. My website, the one that I own, the one that I pay for the hosting of and that I control, my website is the only place on social media that I control. I do most of my broadcasting on YouTube and Twitter because they're a little more lax with their prying into your personal business now, right? So make sure that you're on my website and that you come to my page, tanyatko.com, click on subscribe, and make sure that you subscribe to my personal mailing list. Because if I end up disappeared off of social media, will you know how to find me? Or will you be like, oh, what happened to that young lady who I used to like and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what her name was. How did you spell it? And I just remember she was that real pretty one with the clear brown skin. You know what I'm saying? So I just want you all to just be cognizant of the fact that as an African-American content creator, we are placed within the most stringent reins on social media. When Facebook decides to get on their fuck shit affects African-American female content creators the most. So, and you could just look this up. Go look it up if you need to, right? And so Connie is saying, I was about to write you on your website later, but you came back. Oh no, I'm not back. I had to not hack. Let me not be dramatic. But I had to do some roundabout stuff. And even before this broadcast is over, they may discover what it is that I'm doing. And they may disconnect the broadcast midway like they did the last time. Okay, so listen, we're going to get into the topic. I'm Tanya TKO. I am a self-love specialist from tanyatko.com. We're going to have a little bit of a hybrid video today. I have the phone lines open, so I'm going to have you all call in. And I'm also going to be autographing books during this video because I have 20 books left to send out. So I'm really excited about that because we've been shipping books since January 14th. All books are shipped except for the last 20. And I'll give you the dates and the names as we go through. So the question today is, can your mate be friends with their ex? That's the question I want to hear from you all. The phone lines are open. Let me put the whatchamacallit. Let me put the phone number down at the bottom so that you all can see that. All right. Make sure that you support the content creators that you love. If you haven't heard from a content creator in some time, reach out to that content creator. You never really know what may be going on behind the scenes. You know, we are still human too. All right, let me grab this. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Bobby M.
Yeah, hi, Bobby. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Your name is Bobby M in the comments?
Yes.
Is this my Bobby M who used to submit topics for Man Day?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've heard your voice before. How are you?
How are you doing?
I can be grateful for being alive and being healthy and my family being well. I don't like what Facebook is doing. I feel a lot of stress and pressure because of the nonsense going on behind the scenes, because I don't like anybody coming between me and my money. And a lot of content creators, they think that when the revolution comes, that it's going to be televised on social media. And I'm like, no, it will not. I've been trying to tell people this for 3 years. They control these platforms. So no, I'm not feeling happy about what's going on behind the scenes, but I am creating this topic because I can imagine that there's a lot of people out there who are going through a tremendous amount of stuff emotionally, psychologically, physically. But for this hour and a half that we're going to be here, we're going to push all of that aside and we're going to have ourselves a good broadcast and distract ourselves with a nonsensical topic like this and dive all in. Okay, we're going to give our best to this hour and a half. All right, my darling. So if you want to get it cracking, go ahead and get it cracking. I need people to let me know if they hear an echo in Bobby's audio.
Do y'all hear an echo in my audio?
And why has it been so many years and you've never called in? Why is this your first time?
I've tried to call in before and I couldn't get through. And then sometimes I get shy, I'll be honest. And there was one time everybody in the comment section was like, call in. And I tried to call in and I couldn't get through. And you were asking specifically for males. So there's been a few videos, a few lives that I've been there for that I have tried to call in, and some lives where I just choose not to. But
okay.
With my new work schedule and everything, this gives me a lot of freedom and leeway. So I decided I definitely want to call in because I know you've never heard my voice before.
Okay, but so also, you wanted to bless us with the voice, is what you're saying, so we know what we are dealing with.
Yes. Okay. But also to the topic, I definitely can relate to this because a lot of the morals and standpoints I take in any relationship, I apply to myself. So the reason why I wouldn't be comfortable with the female that I'm with, the woman that I'm with being friends with her ex, because I have a rule that I do not be friends with my exes.
Okay. So talk to us and tell us what's going on with you, man.
Okay, well, not to say that they're all bad people. They're not all bad people or anything. And I've learned a lot from my exes. But for me, once I've crossed a certain line with someone, I can't necessarily go back. And I wouldn't put myself in a position or put my mate in a position where they have to wonder, okay, what kind of friendship do they have, especially knowing the type of relationship we might have had. Okay. So for me, simply, I cut that off. And when I'm dating a woman, and these questions come up once we start getting serious and when we get into a relationship, I also ask that of her. I'm like, listen, I'm not comfortable with you being close friends with your exes. Now, if y'all are business partners or something, that's different. That's a totally different territory.
So if she's making money with the ex, then all of a sudden, late nights in the office, is this what you're saying now, Bobby? If she's friends, then it's all good.
Because I can't ask her to change her job, right? Like I can't ask her to uproot her life. And so if they are business partners or if they work at the same job, I can't just say, well, listen, I want you to go to a different department or something. That would be unfair because, then in my eyes, that would be unfair.
Well, hold on for 1 second. Hold on. All right. Kelly in Oakland, your book is on the way. All right, go on now. I'm listening. We're listening.
So So I just feel on that part that would be unfair on my part to be like, listen, I want you to go to a different territory, a different department in your job because I feel some type of way that you're working closely with your ex. No, that would be, I would feel that was wrong. And I would also feel if it would be wrong on her part to ask that of me. Like, I want you to change where you're working at, change sites, or go to somewhere different because I don't want you working. Work is work.
But you said if they're business partners, not work partners, business is a whole other story.
Well, both, because obviously it's just workplace. Now, granted, yes, if they're business partners, they can if they can have a amicable dissolve, then that's fine. But I'm not going to ask her to give up something and to go through something unless we're getting married. If we're married, that's different. If we're married, yes, that's different. But
so
I'm
hold on. So if you're married, she could be friends with her ex?
No. If we're married, I would ask her to dissolve that.
Oh, okay. But just dating, you wouldn't.
No, just dating, I wouldn't.
So so you're gonna become friends with this person and then have them at the barbecues and everything is all good. Then the moment you walk down the aisle, you're gonna be like, listen, homie, you done. That's how you doing it?
For the context of this conversation right here, I would say yes. I'm not gonna contradict myself. And if I feel uncomfortable with it, and I feel as if y'all been getting too close or whatnot, but if there's no need for them to have the business together, if we've elevated our relationship, unless it's like a really successful business that I've invested myself into, if it's really successful, I myself will invest into it instead of asking.
So then tell me, what is the issue? What is the issue that you're having that you're like, oh, you cannot be friends with the ex? What's the problem?
I think for me, I can't speak for all men, but specifically for me, as a male, you don't want to see your woman getting close to somebody that they have possibly been sexually active with. And there's a territorial thing that goes with that. I'll admit there's some ego in there. I'll admit to that. There even maybe a hint of, I don't want to call it jealousy, but definitely territorial. And you want to be able to set those boundaries, just as I give myself those boundaries. If I worked closely with a woman that I was active with or whatnot, and the girl I was with, the woman I was with wasn't comfortable with that, I would have to respect that. I would have to respect that. Like, okay, I can see, they always have these videos. You see these videos on YouTube, and they give you these skits where the woman, is meeting a friend and that friend is so touchy-feely, but they've been friends for a long time. Yes, but the woman feels uncomfortable. She displays that uncomfort and then, he tries to rationalize it. And I always say, no, that's wrong. You have to understand where your mate is coming from. That's the person you chose to be with. So if my mate was uncomfortable with it, I would have to respect it. And at the same time, I would have asked for that to be respected as well.
All right. Well, you know what? I appreciate your point of view. So it's a matter of respect for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling in. I'm not able to see all of the comments because I'm signing books right now. And I don't know. I want to hear from other people as well, because this is very interesting. I had no idea that people felt this way.
Yeah, like I say, I can't speak for all men, but just in general, for me and for a lot of people that I know, it's a territorial thing. And it's not that you don't trust your mate.
What if she was intimate with an ex before? What's the big deal? It's just intercourse, right? That's how men say it don't matter, right? Intercourse is just intercourse.
I remember you mentioned that on your broadcast yesterday, and I wanted to call in. And it was funny because, like you say, it was just intercourse. But for some people, sex means a lot.
Okay, but what if it didn't? What if the penis was trash, and your woman is like, "Oh, don't worry, that it was trash. That he would never."
I would definitely trust her. I definitely trust her. It's him I don't trust.
So, what do you think, he's gonna attack her?
You never know. Men sometimes men don't let things go. It's like you said. Just like the first example you gave, what if they're sitting there one night and he decides he wants to put some move on her? You know, if she can come back and tell me, now I gotta go put him in the hospital because you're not gonna run up on minds like that. You know, and I'm not.
Goodness.
And that's just the way. That's just what it is with me. I have to protect mine. You know,
listen, I hear you, brother.
I have to protect my black woman. So, yeah, like I said, it has nothing to do with her. It's more or less on him. You know, especially if he's the type that don't want to try to at least create a relationship with me. Like he just wants to.
But
I don't want to know you.
Okay, so so what are the prerequisites? The prerequisites are he has to have a relationship with you. What else?
Yeah. He has to have, I have to get to know him. And I have to be able to create a rapport with him that's open where all three of us are present.
Okay.
He can't be like, he can't be that person that says, listen, can I talk to you and take you over here? And of course he has to respect the relationship in its entirety, meaning don't be calling her to the office for no reason. If it's something that can be handled over the phone, okay. And if I show up, and you got an attitude, okay, listen.
Well, but these are suspicious activities. I'm talking about a platonic friend. But you know what? I'm going to let other people call in because I know other people want to answer. So
I thought you said ex. A platonic friend is different.
No, platonic ex-friend. A platonic ex who's now a friend.
Is that possible? Okay. Okay, I'll let somebody else call, but is that possible?
Listen. Tomika in Herndon, Virginia, your book is on the way. Go ahead now. We'll let the next person call in. Is it possible? Yes, of course it's possible. So you're telling me that there's no woman out there that you've had intercourse with before that you can be platonic with. That's what you're saying?
At this current time, yes, there is, yes.
Okay, what do you mean at this current time? What changed?
Well, I mean, I've grown up. If you would have asked me about 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said no.
Just 4 years ago, you would have said no?
I was younger.
4 years ago?
I was younger.
Oh, my God.
4 or 5 years ago, I was like 28, 27. I was younger.
Are you really that young? I had no idea because you have a very grown face.
Thank you. Yes. Because you see me with the hair on my face, but once I cut all the hair off my face, I can't get into the bar without them asking for ID. So. Oh
Lord. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, we appreciate your point of view. We're gonna let the next person call in. Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
You have a good day.
All right. So I am stunned by what it is I'm hearing out here, everyone. So you all are saying that you cannot be friends with an ex. That is, some people. So we got the next call coming in. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
It's Anita.
Hi, Anita. So what is your point of view?
I don't think it depends on why they broke up and if there's children involved, if they have like maybe bills in each other's names. So if they broke up on good terms, then maybe yes, especially if you're involved in a friendship. If they're keeping it behind your back, then no.
Well, hold on. You said it depends on why they broke up. So you're going to be like, okay, why did you break up? And you're going to determine if that reason is good enough for you.
Yeah, like for example, my boyfriend was trying to be friends with his ex, but I had to shut that down.
Wait, so what was going on? What was going on with your boyfriend and his ex?
She cheated on him.
Okay.
With some random dude. He caught her cheating, and so they broke up. And so me and him started talking. He acted like he was so over her or whatever like that. And they don't have any kids together. She's an illegal immigrant.
Oh, goodness. All of that? Now you calling ICE on her?
So that's her business. But besides that, like, they don't have no reason to talk to each other. They don't have no reason to be friends with each other. So you try to be friends with her. And I'm like, listen, she's not your responsibility. You don't have to be friends with her. You don't have any kids together. You just have a history together. So, especially if it's behind my back.
Okay, like, so he was trying to have a friendship behind your back?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he did admit that it wasn't all innocent.
Wait, what?
It wasn't like all like just friendship. They were like, flirting with each other. I don't know. Whatever.
Really? And he's still your boyfriend?
I know. I'm terrible. Tanya, leave me alone.
Okay.
I did break up and kick them out or whatever.
So he was living with you too?
Yes.
What is this boondoggle going on over here, my dear? What's happening?
Maybe
you
I should buy your book.
Huh?
Maybe I need to buy
Maybe
your book.
you do need to. Listen, Ionia in Los Angeles, your book is autographed and on the way. You telling, see now more information is being revealed. I don't know if you meant to expose yourself like this. This man is living in your place. He got money?
Yeah.
Okay. His ex, he was paying the bills over there?
That's what I was trying to find out from him, but he claimed he wasn't.
Oh, Lord of mercy. So he wasn't paying the bills with his ex? He paying bills with you?
Yeah.
All right.
You don't believe it?
I ain't saying nothing. How he gonna get kicked out of a place he paying bills at?
Well, hey, most of the stuff is in my name.
See what I'm saying? I am about to get choked up on dust. What is going on with you?
Leave me alone. I am like, I guess you guys would call it pick-misha.
Wait, you're calling yourself a pick-misha?
I am. I know. I thankfully am. Me and my friend, we try to go through y'all little talks. We watch you all the time. We try to follow it, but we were saying like people in our generation, like it's not going to happen for us. It's our generation is totally different from your generation.
What generation are you in that you feel that you have to be a pick-misha?
In a generation where basically no one was raised by their fathers. I don't know. Like, so I don't know. I just try to like bite the bullet and just understand that. And then most of the guys that are in my demographic, they want to date other race women, so it's kind of hard.
So you have to lower your standards in order to be able to have what? A black man?
Or to have just a relationship.
To have any man?
No, just you sound like my aunt now. Just to not die alone. I don't know. Like,
take your ass over to TanyaTKO.com and get my self-love book.
Okay.
What's your name?
It's Anita.
Anita, I'm going to be looking for this purchase while we on the air. How long is it going to take you to get this taken care of?
I'm looking online.
You don't hear me laughing?
Okay, I'm going to the website right now.
I'm gonna have to get I'm gonna have to create a pick me recovery course because this is not okay. So you got some. Is he older or younger than you?
Same age.
So he's the same age as you. You think he looks better than you or worse than you?
Not better than me.
So he looks about the same as you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's making more money?
Me.
How much more?
Self-love.
How much more?
Not by that much. I would say about 15.
By $15K a year? And so he's paying bills 50-50 in this household with you?
No, not really. Dang, Tanya, you didn't have to go through all this. We were talking about, is it bad?
Okay, no, but okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna let you off. So, is he paying 40 and you paying 60, or is he paying 25 and you paying 75?
We try to like make it like maybe 40, 60, or I don't know. Yeah.
How do you maintain your sexual attraction to a man that you're taking care of? I'm curious. Like, how do you get yourself moist?
I don't.
So you dry too?
Yeah, I don't think he understands why not like, really into it.
Lord have his mercy. I got to do something to help you all. I don't know what is going on. I don't know.
But like me and my girlfriend were saying, like we were listening to you and all the other, like, women on here. I don't want to name any content people while I'm on your show because that's kind of rude. But it's one that you are affiliated with. I would say that.
I don't think it's
And
rude to mention other content creators unless people are trying to cause some beef. But if you know of other content creators that other people can benefit from, by all means, take the name. Look, the YouTube streets are dry. I can't provide all content.
Like my girlfriend, for example, she was having issues with her dude, and I had told her to go to the pink pill and watch her because she said she was interested in maybe possibly trying to date out.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We need to talk because I need to figure out what is causing you to feel the way that you feel and do the things that you do. So go ahead and get your book. You got it yet? Because I'm looking.
I'm putting in my credit card information now, and I just placed the order.
Okay, let me refresh.
It's probably gonna take a second because I literally just pressed the button.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna refresh it.
I got the confirmation.
Okay, all right. So listen, can you send me a message on, just respond back to the confirmation email because I really want to talk to you and get to understand why this is happening the way that it's happening, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. This is our generation. Like me and my friend was.
I don't accept that.
It's not gonna work for us.
I don't accept that. And if that is the case, then we have to have what do you call that? Interceding. We got to intercede. We have to have measures of getting in between this over here, what's going on. All right. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. Bye. Have a good day.
All right. You too. You too. My heart breaks. My heart breaks. I think she's saying 20s. You know, I didn't even catch that from her. But if you all can tell me what generation that is, I think it was generation 20s because the way oh my God, let me answer this. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Shonda.
Yeah, hi, Shonda. So can your mate be friends with their ex?
To me, it would depend on, well, let me just start because it's like I'm on the opposite end of this subject. First of all, I'm 48, and I used to have a boyfriend back in the day when I was in my early 20s, and we had a relationship. We broke up.
You have an echo behind you because you're playing the video and you have to listen to me on the phone and just talk this way because I also hear you pausing and the echo coming through.
Okay, I put my TV on mute.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so we had a relationship and we broke up, but then over the years, it's been going on over 20-some years. Just trying to be friends with him. So he basically would look me up and find me, and I would talk to him. I thought at one point that we could get back together, but then he lied when I asked him was he single. He said he was. Then turned out he had a girlfriend. Then I stopped talking to him for a while. Then he reached back out.
So hold on. Bottom line is you're the one saying that you cannot be friends with your exes.
Well, I just basically, the reason I could be friends with him, but with him being married and then married for, I wanted to, once I found out he was married and wanted to keep the friendship, I asked him, I'm like, hey, if we're going to be friends still and you're married, I think that I should be able to talk to your wife because I don't want to overstep any bounds, because I don't want it to be misconstrued that I'm trying to get back with him. And at the time, he was like, well, I don't think it would be good for her to know. And I'm like, why? And he said, because I told her that you were my first love. And I was like, well, everybody has first love. And I said, and you're in a completely different state. I'm in a completely different state. You on the other side of the United States. So I just think that, if you want to keep the friendship, it's up to you. I just think that she should at least know. So he was like, okay, but it was also to the point to where he would basically call me. I'm readily available because I'm not in a relationship. I had a relationship, but nothing, serious. But if I call him, he's not. It was like he's screening his calls before we can even talk.
This doesn't sound like friendship. This sounds like woman in reserves.
Yes, I just recently let him know that I can't deal with that, because I wouldn't want that done to me. I don't see a problem in, exes being friends, but it shouldn't be to where, I should be able to call him without him sneaking off to talk to me. And I basically let this go on for years. And
but this doesn't sound like a friendship. It does. I'm asking whether or not men and women can be friends, but you sounding like something else is going on here, Mama.
Because and I get what you're saying, because I watch you all the time, but I just know I had to purge him, because I just felt like I wanted to be friends with him, and there is still a little, I still care about him, not in love, but I still care about him because we've been knowing each other, for years. But I started feeling more and more uncomfortable as I got older. Like, I can't be talking to him and then not able to talk to his wife. And then what if she never did want us to talk? I would have respected that. And of course, I feel like I hadn't been. So I just...
Yeah, well, it definitely sounds like a lot more is going on here than just friendship on both sides. It sounds like there's conflict and unresolved feelings and all types of stuff.
Well, he would, when we talked, he would always talk about, I wish you were my children's mom. I wish you were together. And I'm like, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. You're married. And then one time I asked him hypothetically, before I could get my sentence out, he was basically like, well, I promised her I wouldn't leave. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, I was just saying hypothetically, and when he does call, he's always talks about how's your mom doing, how's your family doing.
Yeah, this is, I gotta be honest with you, right? Mm-hmm. This is more than just friendship. This is unresolved feelings, and I definitely do not think that people should be engaging in past lovers that they have unresolved feelings for, and you got to be hiding and sneaking around, and I don't agree with all of that.
And I don't either. So I just recently, because I made it a point, for me to not engage with him at all anymore, as far as 2021 came about.
Okay.
And he had been constantly calling. I had been ignoring his calls. And it was to a point where I'm like, I'm really just tired of him trying to reach out to me. So I sent him a text to let him know, like, hey, I really don't think this is fair to me or to your wife. And I feel like by me still interacting with you, I'm blocking my blessing.
Yeah.
And after I sent that text, I blocked him and removed his phone number from my phone. And I actually feel better, but just to come across your topic, I was like, yep, I can, relate to that. Because at one point, when we were texting, this was years ago, and he would tell me, well, she doesn't care about my health and all like that. And I'm like, just talk to her.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to know, right? Mm-hmm. Why were you entertaining him? Why were you even conversing with him and this whole mess, this messy situation?
To be honest, Tanya,
yeah,
he was my first love, and out of relationships I have had, his what we had, I thought, was honest at the time compared to other things. So that was, the majority of that.
Has this relationship with this man stopped you from being with other men? Because I heard you say that you're single. He's not.
No, it hasn't.
Are you sure about that? Because there was a little bit of a delay in your answer. So you're sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
There's other issues of why.
Okay.
But he's definitely not the reason. But also when I usually try to talk about myself, and then he'll get an attitude.
What do you?
And I'm just like, why would you get an attitude? You have somebody. You're married.
Yeah, this is completely different than, because the topic is not whether or not your mate can be quote unquote friends with somebody who's trying to get with them. That's not the question, because that's not friendship. That is a person using you as an option or a possibility. When you're playing spades and you got two and a possible, that's somebody using you as the possible. That's not what we're talking about, because that's not friendship. Because a friendship, you have trust in a friendship. What is your definition of a friendship?
Trust, because I do have that with my best friend, as well as a couple of other friends. And really, like I said, I'm kind of a late bloomer in just realizing what it really means. And again, like I was saying, I just feel like interacting with him is just blocking my blessing.
Okay. Well, you know what? We appreciate you calling in.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for even more clarification, Tanya.
Yeah, no, I my heart goes out to you. Continue to date, continue to just keep putting yourself out there, and remove toxic relationships from your life.
Definitely.
Okay. Have a great night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. So this is very interesting. I did not know that this is how we were interpreting friends. You know what I mean? I did not know. My goodness. All right. Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. I am autographing books right now. I am working on Wanda S. in Bronx. I'm working on your order. So just wow. Yeah, I want to hear from other people. Is it possible to be friends with your ex? And when I say, is it possible to be friends with your ex? Can men and women be platonic friends? Can you be friends after you've had intercourse? Is it an issue if your mate has had intercourse with a friend that they still have in their life? You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Ambrosia.
Hey, Ambrosia. So you're on the air live. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just got a message from somebody who's trying to correct her address. All right, go ahead. So what's your thought on the topic? Can your mate be friends with their ex?
No.
Oh, wow. This is so stunning to me. Tell us why.
Well, I feel like once somebody is romantically involved, those feelings are always there, whether they're underlying or, on the surface, maybe they don't speak about them anymore, but it just takes that one bad argument with their spouse or, one night of drinking and they're pissed off at their mate. You know what I mean? And
that's all it takes, huh?
Slipped into the bedroom, no. That's not acceptable to me. I don't even want to be, and that's always been curious to me because I personally don't want to be friends with any of my exes.
Okay.
It's like I'm done. We're done. It's okay. If I see you in passing, that's one thing, but to be friends or trying to go out for drinks or dinner or anything like that, no, it's a no for me.
Okay, how interesting. Okay. Well, are there any conditions or contingencies or just as a hard no on everything? Does it matter if they never had intercourse? Does it matter if they did?
No.
Just no, no, no.
Mhm.
So if they were in the 3rd grade and used to hold hands.
Okay, well, that's different. But
Okay, but anything after adulthood is a no-go.
Yeah, anybody, in adulthood, that's definitely a no-go. Definitely no first loves. Definitely, no.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We appreciate your point of view. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you for having
All
me.
right. So is there anybody, we are live right now, but I'm not really too much in the comments because I'm answering phone calls. So if you want to call in, you can call in. The telephone number is 323-488-3149. I want to know, what can you be friends with an ex? Can your partner be friends with an ex? Does it matter if they were intimate in the past or no? Do you trust your mate? Is it not your mate that you don't trust? Is it the other person? I need to know what is going on out there in these streets. All right, let me check on this. All right. Hold on. All right. Okay. Let's see. I just need to copy her address to her just to make sure that we got the right address. And then we will go from there. I want to take the next caller because this is very interesting. Me personally, give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so me personally, I think that every situation is I feel like every situation is, you have to see with each situation. Is there anybody out there who thinks that your mate can be friends with their ex? Is there anybody who's on the side with me? Because everybody is on the opposite side. And I'm so curious as to, am I an anomaly? Am I an anomaly? Hold on, I gotta move this out. Here we go. You're on the air live with Tanya. What is your name?
Hi, Tanya. This is Jamaica.
Hi, Jamaica. So what is your thought on this?
I feel like, no, exes should not be friends.
All right, so we got another no. Tell us why.
Because I was dating this guy for 2 years, and before I met him, he had when we started talking, he told me his ex was his best friend.
Okay.
And I was like, well, while we're talking, that's fine. But when we get serious in our relationship, I don't think y'all should be friends.
Okay.
So, a couple of months later, we decided to get serious, and I told him that I don't think y'all should be talking. And he was acting like it was just such a big deal. And he finally ended up deleting her off Facebook. And then I checked again, and they're back friends on Facebook. So, yeah. So I ended up messaging the girl, asking her, hey, how you doing? I didn't disrespect her or anything. I was like, hey, how you doing? Do y'all have anything going on? And she was like, no, you got a good man, and I will always love him and be there for him anytime he needs to talk. No. And I feel like every time we had a breakup or something, he would go and try to communicate with her. And I just felt like they had feelings involved.
Okay, so you felt that they had feelings even after you spoke with her?
Yes.
And what is it that made you feel that they had feelings for one another?
Because just when I asked him what is it about her? Why do you keep trying to keep in contact with her? He would be like, it's not anything, it's nothing. But I always feel it was something. And
I know, but what is it that made you feel it was something? Was it just your instinct? Did you have a gut feeling?
Okay, for one, if y'all supposed to be just friends, I never seen any calls or text messages in her phone. In his phone from her. It seemed like he was deleting stuff.
Oh, really? So you feel that he was deleting?
Yes.
Okay, how interesting. Okay, 1 second. Let me just announce Kimberly J in Houston, your package, your book is on the way. All right.
And another reason why they were supposed to be friends or whatever is because he is sick. And I guess he felt like he always wanted somebody that he can like go to. Like if I'm not around, it's like he just got to have someone in his corner.
When you say he's sick, you mean like physically, mentally, psychologically?
Physically and mentally.
Okay. And so are you two still together?
No, I just ended the relationship 2 days ago.
And what is it that made you end this relationship?
Because for one, like throughout our whole relationship, the 2 years we've been together, every other month we would have an argument about her. It was her and another female. And he had sex with both of these women. And I'm like, you don't need to be friends with them. And it's just a lot.
Oh, how interesting. How very, very interesting. So you have no relationship with any of your exes. You don't speak to them, Facebook, anything.
No.
Okay. Okay. For your whole life, all the 20 years you've been dating.
I'm only 28.
Okay, so you're 28. So you only been
Yes.
dating for what, maybe 10 years?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I respect your point of view. I respect your point of view. I gotta respect it. He said there was nothing going on between them. She said there was nothing going on between them, but you felt that that was a lie.
Yes, because for one, when we had I discovered 2 days ago when we had another argument, I would always question him like, hey, are you still talking to them? And he would be like, no, we're just friends on Facebook. So 2 days ago, he finally came out and said, yes, I was communicating with them, but I guess he was trying to like hide it from me. So that's what made me think it had to be something more.
Okay. But if you're saying that every other month you two are arguing about this, well, it just wasn't a good fit. The relationship wasn't a good fit. And
Right.
like, if you felt that way and I don't know. I think friends are important. And I don't necessarily think that because a person has an ex that you can like all of your feelings can disintegrate for a person. I don't know. This situation is very interesting to me. So I'm just listening. I'm just listening. So
okay, Tanya. And another thing,
he
does have he has another friend that he's brought around me, but he cannot bring those two around me. So therefore, I don't consider that a friend. If you cannot bring a friend around me and we like hang out and stuff, or I get to know them, I don't consider that a friend.
So hold on. Were they in the same state?
Yes.
So him, and how long did you and he date?
2 years.
So you dated for 2 years, and these women were in the same state as you, and he would never let you meet them.
No.
Okay. Well, look, I don't know. That's additional information that you're adding. That definitely does sound fishy,
Mm-hmm.
Not being open and all of this other stuff. That is quite the conundrum right there. So, if that's what you say, we got to believe it. So thank you so much for calling in and weighing in on your point of view.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is so very interesting. I'm hearing your stories and your points of view. So let's see what we have. Right. All right. So G Money is saying, as a woman, I don't want to meet all them HOEs. What is going on out here? And we got somebody out here who's trying to scam in my comments. Ugh. And Patricia is saying, I guess my maturity is different because I'm good friends with my ex-husband and his girlfriend and or wife. I don't want him, and she didn't do anything to me. Okay, so wait, is she an ex or is she a wife? What's going on? I'm curious about that. Give me 1 second. I got to answer this call. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. Your TV is really loud in the back.
Yes, I'm in the airport. Hold on.
Oh, okay. So you flying around.
Okay, is that better?
No, it's not, but just tell us what you got to tell us.
Okay, so I was married to a man for 18 years.
Okay.
And I believe that we never, first of all, should have been married.
Okay.
Simply because he was a very good friend. We laughed together. We did everything together. So I assumed the next level was to get married and have children. But
Okay.
it wasn't. He was a better friend than he ever was a husband. After we broke up, we stayed friends because of the children. And now he and his girlfriend, we travel together. We do things together. I think it's healthy to keep a relationship that you had.
Okay, so hold on. So now we got somebody calling in on the opposite end of the spectrum. So are you the same lady that I put up on the screen just a second ago, or are you someone different? I want to know if we have two people in here.
Different.
Okay, so we have at least two people in here who do not see an issue with being friends with an ex. So this person is your ex-husband. Do you have children with him?
Two beautiful children.
Okay, so you do have children with him. And so now
Yes.
are you remarried?
I have been, but I'm divorced now.
Okay, so you're divorced now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so did your person that you were with, did they have a problem with you? Did they have a problem with you being friends with your ex?
No, he was a little jealous, but he knew we had a relationship before he was a part of it. So, I mean, we did family trips, we did family barbecues. I mean, we are just a really close-knit family.
Okay. All right. Okay. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me just show this real quick. Right now, there's a person by the name of Alexander Lucas who is writing to people. Can you please report this person for scamming? Because this person is talking about inbox with your Cash App. This is how you get your Cash App rated. So I've been trying to block and delete these comments, but this person is continuing to just message people down the row over and over and over again. So if you can just report this profile so that Facebook can shut that profile down, let's just nip this in the bud, okay? Right here and now. It's just ridiculous. I'm tired of all this foolishness. All right, go ahead.
I'm so sorry, and I love your platform, and I respect what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So you said you feel it's healthy. So why do you feel it's healthy to maintain a relationship with an ex? Because some people said yesterday that it was not healthy.
Well, I think it's healthy when you're coming from a healthy place. I healed from the things that were a trauma to me in my life, and he healed from his traumas. So we are perfectly whole people that are coming together as friends now.
Okay.
There's nothing sexual. There's absolutely no. I wasn't having sex with him when we was married, but it's nothing about sex. It's nothing about what I can gain from him.
But let me
It's
ask you
just
this
keeping.
question, though. Let me ask you this question. If you didn't have children with him, would you still maintain a friendship?
I think I would. Because
Why?
we enjoyed spending time together. Because we enjoyed each other. He is hilarious. He like missed his calling, and just like when I'm feeling down or I feel like I need somebody to talk to, he can have me in tears laughing before the end of a conversation.
Okay, and he has never tried any funny business with you over the years?
Never. Now he did have a problem with one of my ex, which was really, really strange. He thought the guy was taking advantage of me.
Okay.
And they had a physical confrontation.
Oh, wow.
But it was about I think it was about his caring about me and him caring about how people treated me.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I and you don't have any feelings for him. And how many other exes do you have in your life?
I was married to him for 18 years. I was married to my second for 5 years. We were in total it was 13 years. So I don't have a whole lot of experience with different men.
Okay. So you do have relationship with both of your ex-husbands?
The second one, no, because it's really too soon for that.
Oh, okay. So you need some time in between to kind of go through your healing and all of that.
Right. I need to have closure, and I don't have closure with him.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you this question then. What can people do? What should be a prerequisite for people to make sure it's in place if they want to maintain a relationship with an ex?
I think they should make sure that they're healed from whatever the problem was in a relationship, that they can't hold grudges, that they have to accept or, make amends with what has happened and move forward, put it behind them. Because your relationship after marriage or after a relationship is a totally different relationship. It shouldn't involve the same things that it involved before, like sex and hanging out, one-on-one, all that kind of stuff. It should have evolved to a different level.
Got you. Okay, got you. Let me just announce this. Carlene in the Bronx, your book is on the way. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate your point of view.
Thank you, sweetheart.
All right.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So this is really interesting. So we have people on both ends of the spectrum saying yes, saying no. All right. We got a new call coming in. Let's check this and see. You're on the air live with Tanya. What is... Oh,
I didn't even think I would get through.
Oh, yeah, you're on the air live.
Oh, wow. Okay. I am a person with disability, first and foremost. So we'll say that.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I got through to you. Here, give me one second. I'm an adult with disabilities.
Okay.
First and foremost. And for me, relationships were always a very difficult thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of see it from both points of view.
Okay.
So I kind of have the ability to step out and look at both sides. To me, with exes and relationships, it should depend on the situations and kind of experiences you've gone through with them. Most of my exes I'm still friends with, and one I even live with, because he's with a good friend of mine. He's like my brother. And I live here with me, my husband, and them and their family. And a lot of people find it weird that we have this type of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of created our own little family and community to help support each other, because
Okay.
Pretty much everyone in this household has mental disabilities in some way or some form.
Okay.
And I always kind of get that moment of people kind of looking at me and they're like, well, isn't your husband like scared of that? Like, doesn't he think that something's going to happen? And I kind of not offended by that question, but like thrown off, because to me it's normal. It's my everyday life. They're my family. I love them to pieces. But for others, because of their past experiences, even sometimes generational trauma can play in that too.
Yeah.
And I noticed that down the line, it always kind of comes back to emotional attachments as a child.
Okay.
Where they didn't have that.
Hold on. Let me just say this real quick. Courtney in Milwaukee, your book is on the way to you. Courtney E. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
So I find that in certain situations, like say one of my husband's exes, she was a very toxic relationship. She was very abusive.
Yeah.
And she abused her own medications. So he had to get the heck out of there. And I've been best friends with my husband since I was 13. We met in middle school. I'm turning 29 this year.
Okay.
And for me and him, at the time that he was with that ex, he wasn't in my life because she kind of stole him away from everyone.
Okay.
And we even noticed like personality change in him too, which was unheard of because he used to be bubbly. He used to make sure all his friends were okay, but then all of a sudden he shows up and he's acting pompous and different. And we're like, are you really okay? So for situations like that, I don't think it's okay to stay friends with that ex.
Okay.
Just because there's that, like, for an example, my parents, they're both recovered alcoholics.
Okay.
And I find that anyone that abused alcohol or medications, depending on the person's situation, sometimes the past relationships that they've had with people, if they go back to it, sometimes they relapse.
Got you.
So that's another hard part too.
Uh-huh.
So it always, to me, depends on the situation. If people can communicate and stay civil and, go over everything and say, well, this is how I feel versus how do you feel?
Uh-huh.
And if you can't kind of figure that portion out, then it's not going to work. So in those situations, it's best to kind of cut those ties. But I've got about 3 good friends that were all my exes, but I just didn't romantically have those feelings for them.
Right.
They did. But they understood where I was coming from, as well as I respected where they were coming from. I didn't want to hurt them either.
Got you.
And I said, hey, like, I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way.
And did they respect your boundaries?
One of them for a while was really upset because I was that type of person to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to have sex before marriage. And then being with my husband, that changed.
Okay.
When I started going out with him. So that friend was kind of upset because he never got that experience with me.
Okay.
So I understood that portion, and I did get mad at him, and we did fight about it. And I said, hey, sometimes people's opinions change. With life experiences, that can change. So if someone says something naively because they've never experienced it, you can't hold their old words true.
Okay.
And years
I got
later,
you.
I ended up talking to him again, and I said, like, hey, I'm sorry that our relationship was kind of shaky there for a while, and I hope you're doing okay. And, I kind of miss hanging out with you like we used to, because we're all video game nerds. So we would hang out and play video games. And I talked to him about the situation, and he even opened up and told me his side. And he was
mad for quite a few years, he said, but then later he was like, well, why am I mad? It's her life, her decisions, and
Right.
her relationships that she wants to be in. So he ended up respecting it, and I was quite thankful for that because I hate burning bridges with people. I don't like letting go of experiences or relationships, and sometimes even hold on to toxic ones for a little bit too long.
I see. Now this adds some extra insight. Okay.
I'm high functioning autistic and severe ADHD, so kind of see the world in a different viewpoint than most.
I got you. I got you. Hold on. I need to add an apartment number onto this address real quick.
No worries, dear.
Hold on.
And thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thank you. So you said that you're severe autistic. I'm curious, how did you meet your current husband? Because I had an autistic person, high functioning, call yesterday, and I just didn't know where to send him. Like there was no dating app, you know?
So my situation was very unique for the factor of I'm First Nations on both my family sides.
Oh, okay.
So I'm Tuscarora and also Mohawk Métis. And I have kind of like otherworldly gifts, as you would call them, or psychic gifts, as other people would call them. But
Okay.
to me, it's just I have an overabundance of senses.
Okay.
So also being high functioning autistic and severe ADHD, I have hypersensitivity issues.
Okay.
But that also brings my empathy up to like an umph degree.
Got you.
So when I was in middle school, middle school, I was walking by the back steps of our school, and my now husband was sitting there, and he didn't look upset, but looked like he was in a deep thought. And we were both 13 at the time, and I kind of stopped, and I had a lot of anxiety issues at that time. So meeting and talking with people were not a strong suit. Like even now I'm anxious on the phone.
Oh, wow.
How I am. So I stopped, and I kind of had that feeling of he needs somebody to talk to. He's not okay, even though he didn't look like he was in any sense in pain.
Okay.
And so I kind of shyly like shuffled up, and I was like, hey, are you okay? And that was the first words I ever said to my husband. And it kind of like shocked him out of his internal thought. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Hi, nice to meet you. What video games do you play?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And for him, what it was, I was feeling his thought process for his father.
Oh.
His father was one of the first Canadians medevaced out of Kuwait with Balfour syndrome.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So his dad, for a very, very long time, was very sick until he came across a health product that really saved his life.
Got you. How interesting.
Pardon?
I said, how interesting. This story is fascinating that you live with your husband and your ex, but you said you met your husband when you were 13.
Yeah.
But you two didn't start dating right away.
No, we started dating when I was 21.
Okay, got you.
From 13 for 9 years straight, he did ask me out.
Got you. Okay.
He kept count of how many times he asked me out too.
Well, but if you could see the future, why didn't you take him up on his offer?
So it wasn't more so seeing the future as it was a sense of I can physically go through the emotions and pain of others.
Okay, so like an empath.
Yes, but
Gotcha.
more so mine is called clairsentience.
Okay.
So more so than an empath can know how you're feeling, I can actually go through people's pain as well. So I even knew that my best friend, my ex, his other half, I actually went through her pregnancy symptoms when I had no possible way of even being pregnant. So it's a very interesting gift, to say the least. So it was more so because of being high functioning. When I was 10 years old, they actually told me, they didn't send me out of the room to give my mom the diagnosis. So they actually said straight to my face that I mentally would not age past the age of 8 years of age in my mind. They literally looked at my mom and said she's mentally retarded for the rest of her life. And that's a direct quote from the doctor at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for a long time, I let that kind of sit over my head. And he had said she'll never be in a regular romantic relationship. She'll never have a regular job. She'll probably need a care aide for the rest of her life. And I basically disproved everything the doctor ever said about me.
Were you not high functioning when you were younger?
I was more, so they didn't find my diagnosis of severe ADHD until this year. So I was untreated. They had just thought that I was just high functioning autistic and with no other mental disabilities to go along with it. So I was just treated for being autistic. I was never treated for ADHD. So they ended up trying to put me on Paxil and Dexedrine.
Give me a second to just try to digest this. How did not being diagnosed for ADHD, how did that affect you?
So it, when I was a kid, like,
no, I mean as an adult.
Ketchup. Oh, so with ADHD, I have the hyperactive type.
Okay.
The opposite type is called inattentive. With hyperactive, your brain forgets very easily because we see and hear pretty much everything all at the same time.
Okay.
And because it's an overstimulus, we can forget within 5 minutes. And if somebody's talking to us, for me, I actually have a delay of 3 seconds when I'm not paying attention directly to someone. So if I'm not looking at them and listening, I'll hear them, but I'll be like, what? And as soon as what leaves my lips, I hear what they just said.
Okay.
And so that can cause a lot of problems in school for learning. I'm still terrible at math, but I'm really good at geometry.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I think the postal guy is here. Let me get this inside the Tati in Madison. Your book is on the way. Go ahead and hang up because I'm going to just remove my camera real quick when I go to drop the packages off downstairs. All right. So thank you so much for calling in and sharing your story with us. I'm so sorry to cut you off. When I remove the camera, it's going to reveal the other screen. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, sorry about that to jump out like this real quick. Let me just take these packages down here. Oh my goodness. All right. So that was the postal person coming to do a pickup. And I just had to give him some complaints about people whose packages have been delayed. So I appreciate all of you for being here. I have about 10 more. I don't know if the phone was ringing while I was away. All right. You on the air live with Tanya. What's your name? Hi.
My name is Jody.
Yeah, Jody, I need you to talk to me through the phone because there's a little bit of a delay.
Okay, I'm talking through the phone.
All right. You know what? Give me 1 second. I need to add the call back to the stream. So I'm going to ask you to hang up and then call right back because if I add it now, it's going to show your phone number. So let me just hang up with you and then just call right back, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, give me 1 second. I just need to add the thing to the stream. Listen. All right. Hi, you're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
My name is Jody.
Hi, Jody. All right. So, talk to us. What are your thoughts about being friends with an ex or your partner being friends with an ex?
I believe it's okay if it's a healthy friendship. But sometimes it's not healthy, and that's when it run into problems. But for the most part, I'm okay with my current being friends with their ex.
Okay. Okay, so you have your partner right now is friends with their ex.
Yes, he is.
Okay, and how do you know that there's no hanky-panky going on?
I just believe him. If something should arise that I don't believe in anymore, I won't investigate. I'll just figure out if I want to stay or if I want to go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so what do you think that people need to look for or be aware of in order for it to be a situation that is feasible with no funny business?
Every situation is different, but women have intuition. You can feel something more if there's more going on, if your man is lying, if you know your man, But a lot of times we don't know our partner. And so that's the issue.
Okay. All right. So how long have you been with your partner?
4 years.
All right. So how long has he known the exes? How many exes is he friends with?
I believe it's more than one, but it's one in particular that I know of. And he's been friends with all of his exes from throughout different relationships, but it's one in particular that I know for certain currently.
Okay, so so you two are not married yet.
No, we're not married, and we're not going to get married.
Wait, why are you not going to get married?
I just don't want to get married. That's not.
Okay, so that's just not
one of my goals. Yeah.
Okay. Have you been married before? Is that why you say that? Or
No.
You just have never been interested in marriage?
I haven't been interested in it lately. When I was younger, yes, but not currently, no. I'm 42.
Okay, all right. So question, you said that you believe that he's friends with multiple exes, but you're not sure how many exes he's friends with.
Yeah.
It sounds like you don't know. It sounds like you're not really in the loop on that. So talk to us about that.
I don't know because it doesn't really concern me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't change how I feel about him or anything like that. And I trust my partner. But if I feel some other way later down the line, I will decide whether to stay or go.
Okay.
You can't really tell people who to be friends with. And if you say, no, you can't be friends with this person because of X, Y, and Z, and then they're friends behind your back, then definitely something is going on. So I want to give them the free space to be whoever they're going to be and do whatever they're going to do. And I choose, I choose what I want to do, whether I want to stay or if I want to go.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my mind around all of this. So you're saying that he has friendships and relationships that you're not aware of, and you don't really care to be made aware of them because he's going to do and be whoever it is that he chooses to be, and it's really up to you whether or not you choose to stay or not. That's what I'm hearing. Is that true?
Yes, because I can't control what he does, and being fearful and telling him no is not going to make him behave the way I want him to behave. So, that's for him not to be able to be friends with these people. I feel like it's insecurity on my part.
Right. So do you care about whether or not he has an affair?
I do.
You care about whether or not he has an affair. If he has an affair, you are not okay with that.
Yes, I'm not okay with that.
All right. So if you find out that he has been with an ex that he was conversing with or whatnot, how would you respond to that?
Most likely I would leave.
But not
I would leave the
necessarily.
relationship. Not necessarily.
So tell us about that. So what would it take? What would need to be in place for you to leave, and what would need to be in place for you not to leave?
Whether he's sorry or not, whether it happened more than one time, then I would consider staying. But if he's not sorry,
how can you tell whether a person is truly sorry or not?
You can feel it. If you can't feel it, I'm not sure what the person is telling you, but you can feel when somebody's sincere about being sorry.
Okay.
And you can feel it. You just do. And if my feelings are deceiving me, then oh well, it's meant to be or it's not meant to be.
Okay. Okay. So this is interesting. I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss because how would you know whether or not he has or is even in the process of beginning to cheat if you're not really sure of who he's hanging out with and his comings and goings? I'm curious about that.
I'm not concerned with all of that. That's why I'm in my own bubble. I'm in my bubble with me and him. If something should burst my bubble, then I'll pay attention to the things around us. But for the most part, I don't need to worry about exes and things like that.
So you're saying that he can actually cheat as long as you don't know about it and everything is still good between you two?
No, I'm not saying that. We have an agreement that we're going to be committed to each other.
Okay.
But he can't cheat. It's not cheating, but he needs to respect the fact that we are going to be sleeping with just each other. Friendships outside of the relationship is okay.
Okay.
And I trust him.
Okay. So I'm curious, and forgive me if my questions are probing, because I'm really trying to wrap my mind around exactly what it is that we're talking about here. So you're saying that you're fine inside of your bubble with him as long as nothing bursts the bubble. However, if he is cheating and you don't know about it, then your bubble is intact, correct?
Yes, my bubble is intact.
And it's not until you find out about the cheating that the bubble is burst.
Yeah.
So in essence, he could be cheating, but your bubble is intact.
He could be.
But you're not concerned about that.
I'm not concerned because I'm happy. I'm not feeling any loss. If he's doing something, I'm not feeling any less than I was feeling from the beginning. I'm getting all the attention, I'm getting what I need from the relationship. So I don't feel like he's cheating because he wouldn't have time. The effort that goes into cheating and hiding it.
Okay.
I'm aware of what I need, and he gives me what I need. So I don't feel like he really has time to cheat with somebody else.
Okay. How very interesting. So you're saying as long as you have everything that you need, you have the attention that you need, you have the time that you need from him, the money, does he like invest money in the relationship and stuff like that?
Yes, he does.
Okay, so as long as he's investing the type of money in the relationship that you need, then you're not really concerned about anything else that he's doing outside of that, as long as you're getting all of it that you need.
As long as my needs are met, I'm not really concerned with anything else. And my needs are being met.
Okay, so then I ask the question again, how you feel about him cheating.
How I feel about it. I don't even know how to answer that because it's not in my vortex. Like it's a possibility that he can be cheating, but I won't get a hint of it or know of it because I'm happy with myself within the relationship.
Okay. So the cheating is not in your vortex, so you don't have a feeling about speculating on whether or not he is cheating or how you would feel about that.
Yeah, I'm not speculating anything like that.
Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, do you require a lot of time?
I don't.
You don't require a lot of time.
I don't.
Do you require a lot of money?
Not necessarily on average.
So you two don't live together?
No, we don't live together.
You don't live together. Okay, this is very interesting. And you don't require a lot of time. Like, how much time do you require?
I want to see him every week, but sometimes it doesn't happen because things aren't doing. So.
Once a week?
Once a week. I don't really care to be all up on him every day, and that's it. I had previous relationships, like living together and things like that. That's just not for me anymore.
So
at this point in my life.
So he could really, you could be the person on the side.
Well, who knows?
Because if you're only seeing him once a week, there's 6 other days.
Okay.
So it is quite possible that he could have a complete whole other life, whole other relationship, and that he sees you and that you're happy with what it is that he's bringing when he does come through. Or
yes, I'm happy with what he's giving me. I don't feel the need to police his other days. Like, I just don't think he would lie to me.
Okay, so you've asked him?
I don't ask him because I didn't think anything was going on. But the way you're speaking is like it's a possibility, even though if I'm not aware of it.
Well, anything is a possibility. And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in your relationship. I'm just asking because I'm on the outside. I don't know you, and I don't know him, and I don't know the situation. So I'm asking questions to kind of paint a picture and add different layers to the picture that I'm painting to understand the situation. So I'll just repeat to you what it is that I have heard, and you can tell me whether I've heard correctly or not, right?
Okay.
You're in a relationship with this man for 4 years.
Yeah.
You have already had the conversation with him that you expect for him to be faithful and only be having intercourse with you.
Yeah.
You are okay with him having relationships with his exes, whoever they may be, because you're not policing his time that he's not with you, because you are happy with what it is that he's bringing into your life, how he shows up, and how he enters, exits, and how he is when he's present.
Yeah.
And you don't require much time. You only need to see him 1 day a week, and you don't require much money, and you two do not live together. And he is free to do whatever it is that he's doing for 6 days of the week.
Yeah. And it's not that we don't see each other only once a week. If we need to see each other more than once a week, we do. But I know I really don't have time more than once a week. I don't want to just be laying up, cuddling, and all of that all day, every day. Not me. So
Okay. How old are you? How old is he?
I am 42 and he is 46.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Have you spoken to him about how fidelis he was in other relationships?
We spoke because we've been friends for years. We've known each other for years. But we spoke about partners cheating in the past relationships with me, with him. But it's no fair there.
So he's cheated in past relationships, is what you're saying?
It's not really cheating because it was a conscious decision to add somebody into the relationship.
So he was polyamorous before?
Yeah.
And he is no longer polyamorous?
Not to my knowledge. He said he just don't have the energy to entertain more than one woman at a time.
Oh my. Okay. Well, you know what? On that note, I have an 8:00 webinar that I have to jump on, and I am going to turn off the phone lines real quick. Let me just get to doing that right now.
Okay.
All right. And so I don't know what is going on, but you do, or you know as much as you do, and you are comfortable with it. So yeah. I am fine. I have heard from many different spectrum of people tonight. So thank you so much for calling in with your point of view.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we have heard from one extreme to the other. We've heard, no, you cannot be friends with any exes, to I am living with my ex and my husband and my ex's new wife, right? And we have heard, I don't care what it is that you're doing as long as I'm happy, but I don't think you're cheating, and I don't know how many exes you may or may not be talking to. So this is all this, you know what, this conversation, I feel like there's so much more that we can dive into this. We talked about this last night, and I feel like we can still continue to talk again. We've been on for an hour and a half. This is what I promised you. And I have my meeting right now at 8. So I will see you all in the next video. You all have given me so much to think about, pearls that I had to clutch, and things to rotate my mind around on. So thank you all so very much. I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And what is the self-love message in this conversation? The self-love message in this conversation is what? Love yourself enough to be secure in your relationship and secure in the boundaries which are set in your relationship, as well as the boundaries that are set in the people who are part of your partnership. And love yourself enough to be able to either trust your partner or leave, because what other option do you have? So the self-love message here is love yourself enough to trust your partner and love yourself enough not to be the fool. All right. So on that note, I will see you all in the next video. If you feel that we need to dive deeper into this again, we can dive deeper. There are other videos that I need to make, but something about autographing the books each day has really kind of tilted me a little bit from being able to create the videos that I want to make during the day because of there's something psychological about doing the book. So once these books are done, I'm hoping that I'll be able to jump right back into the groove. If you're on my Facebook page, please know that Facebook is engaging in some foolery and that you need to come over to YouTube to watch me, because I'm not always able to post videos over here. I had to actually go through a bunch of different things in order to be able to get this video up here today on Facebook. So I will see you all in the next video. It's 2 minutes past the time that my meeting started. So I will see you all later. Tanya TKO and I'm out. Peace. Let me do that again. Tanya TKO and I am out. Peace. My goodness gracious.